A 15-year-old rape case involving a self-styled godman has brought two North Indian states to a virtual halt. The curfew has been imposed in Sirsa town and 3 nearby villages. Army has been put on standby in Panchkula. More than 15,000 paramilitary forces and nearly 50,000 policemen have been deployed in the two states, and mobile internet and data services blocked as authorities brace for the verdict in the rape case against Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh. Schools and colleges, offices, boards, cooperation agencies and public sector organizations have been closed in Punjab. The CBI court will begin hearing at 11:30 a.m. The controversial leader of the Dera Sacha Sauda sect has been asked to be present in court at 2:30 p.m.
शांति बनाए रखने के लिए कहा था। मैं पंचकुला जाने के लिए मना किया था। जो भी डेरा प्रेमी पंचकुला गए हैं, कृपया वो वापस अपने घर चले जाएं। फैसला मैंने सुना है, मैं स्वयं जाकर फैसला सुनूंगा। हम सबको कानून का सम्मान करना चाहिए।
हाँ, उम्मीद है कि सच्चाई की जीत होगी। हमें विश्वास है हमारे गुरु जी की जीत होगी।
इस तरह होएगी, हो इकट्ठ होएगा या फिर तो हो जाएगा इस तरह ही।
अच्छा, क्या होगा?
तो बस वो मालक बिचे बिची कर दे सच्चा, जो सच्चाई हो सच्चाई तो हो ही जानी है।
और पूज्य गुरु जी ने स्पष्ट तौर पे कहा है कि हमें न्यायिक प्रक्रिया पर पूरा भरोसा है और हमें भी विश्वास है कि वो दिन आना ही था जब सच का सूरज झूठ के बादलों को चीरकर बाहर निकलेगा।
A problem which is not only legal but it is also social in the two states of Haryana and Punjab. And when we talk about deras or we talk about sects, they are also formed in reaction to the way caste or the equation of caste exists in this country, which is discriminatory, which differentiates, and despite certain religions which are egalitarian in character, the discrimination does not end. So that is why the question of Dalit sect, Dalit Christians, or even the whole issue of backward Muslims has generated great controversy touching the constitutional contours, or the debate has touched what could be constitutional, what could not be constitutional, and the matter in Andhra Pradesh even went to High Court and Supreme Court. So it's not about a sect, it is about an issue which, despite 70 years of independence, continues to conflict the conscience of the nation. And on this issue, I'm joined by my colleague Mohammad Saleh. Mohammad, can you give us a lowdown on as to what this sect is all about and why this sect has become big in Haryana and Punjab?
Absolutely, indeed, Kartikeya. Now, this sect that we're talking about, the Dera Sacha Sauda, it started off in the year 1948. And this person that we're talking about, Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh Insan, is the third leader of this sect. Now, initially it was founded to propagate essentially the principles of egalitarianism. As you were pointing out, you know, this sect is something that came out more as a form of rebellion against the caste discriminations, where predominantly, let's put it this way, a lot of the people were promised a more egalitarian, a sort of a privilege in a society which they were denied in a religious kind of a gathering. Now, they were allowed to enter these deras. Now, what does Dera Sacha Sauda mean? It effectively translates as a place of truth. Now, Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh is one of these very flamboyant kind of gurus. He's almost described as a guru with bling. And this particular case that we are talking about, in this case, Kartikeya, is something which dates back to 2002. It's more than a sect in this case. It's almost a sort of a cult where one woman wrote a letter to the Prime Minister of the day. This was in 2002, remember? So she wrote a letter to Atal Bihari Vajpayee. This was an anonymous letter where she said, look, I fear for my life. This is what has happened in this case. I was raped by the spiritual leader, but I cannot speak out. So in 2002, the Punjab and Haryana High Court took suo motu cognizance of this case and then directed the CBI to go forth and carry out investigations, on which about 18 women are reported to have been questioned by the CBI, in which some of them have spoken out. There was also, a very interesting case where a woman said, yes, I was raped, but this rape, which was done by Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh, has spiritually cleansed me. This is what she said to have deposed with the CBI. So one can imagine the kind of pressures that, some of the victims of this kind of sexual assault must have been under. Because what we're given to understand is that at least the Dera claims that it has anywhere about 6 crore followers. That's huge number of people that we are talking about. And, you know, this person almost enjoys a sort of a godlike status within his own sect. You know, he's not considered as a human being. So this verdict, which will of course be given by the Panchkula court, will have great ramifications. It remains to be seen as to what exactly happens. The investigation, of course, has been underway since 2007 onwards by the CBI. So we expect the verdict, which is expected to be read out at about 2:30 p.m. this afternoon, Kartikeya.
You know, Mohammed, can you please describe us as to what steps have the administration, Punjab, Haryana have taken? Because it seems that the whole 2 states have been turned into fortresses.
Correct. Now, the 2 states of Punjab and Haryana, they expect some kind of trouble to break out, because remember, this is not the first case that a verdict is being pronounced. Earlier in the past as well, there have been instances. You know, Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh is an individual who, apart from this rape charge, is also facing charges of murder on 2 counts. He's also someone, you know, who has in the past dressed up as the 10th Sikh leader, and that had resulted in mass-scale violence in the states of Punjab, Haryana, and also in Jammu and Kashmir. So what we expect today, Kartikeya, is that, you know, the figures vary, but it is being said that probably about 1 lakh people have gathered in Panchkula. Now, Sirsa is the headquarters of this sect, where, you know, we do not exactly know as to how many people have gathered, but again, the conservative figures that are being put is about 1 lakh to 1.5 lakh people. Now, Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh, for his part, he's come out and has asked his followers to go back. He has said that the law should be respected, but if the verdict were to go against him, we do expect some kind of trouble to break out. The police and the administration is doing everything that it possibly can. You know, the internet has been cut off at this point of time, just so that the rumor mongering, which leads to a lot of this, you know, cases of violence, it does not take place. At this point of time, the security is chock-a-block. You know, Panchkula has been virtually turned into a fortress. The army is at a standby. We're not just talking about the paramilitary, but the army is at a standby. So we do expect a lot of trouble, and of course the administration is not taking any chances here.
So, you know, so what time do we expect? Because he has made an appeal, but the fact is there are 50,000 to 1 lakh people in Panchkula. Mohali and Panchkula are 2 suburbs of Chandigarh, you know. One is for Punjab and another is for Haryana, that's Panchkula. Imagine in a suburb if you have 1.5 lakh people waiting for the verdict, and a stadium being turned into a prison, and 2 most prosperous states, you know, where the Green Revolution took place, are being locked because of a verdict. You know, it just goes on to say how much effectiveness state enjoys over civil society. It's like civil society taking over what belongs to the state.
That's exactly correct. It's not civil society per se, but rather the hold of the sects of these Babas, you know, who are able to command this kind of, you know, one would say the power that they are able to exercise on the minds and consciousness of people who are perhaps gullible enough, who are willing to come forth and do this. This is not just paid people who are coming and doing this, because the fact of the matter in this case, Kartikeya, is that, you know, these Babas do enjoy a mass following. It is not just in this case of Ram Rahim Singh, but also in other cases as well. And, you know, the Dera is claiming that they've got almost about 4 to 5 lakh followers in Panchkula. Now, you know, the entire region of Panchkula has been barricaded. No one is allowed to now enter into this region. But what we are given to understand is that the Dera was, you know, quick to preempt, and they've already sneaked in all of these men. And just in case if the verdict were to go against Ram Rahim Singh in this case, you know, one can expect trouble to happen. As you correctly pointed out, Punjab and Haryana happen to be, you know, 2 of the most prosperous of the states where Green Revolution took place. But also the fact of the matter is, you know, this just points to the amount of superstition that is prevalent in our country, where people are willing to accept and believe that some people may have godlike qualities, and there are people who are willing to lay down their lives even for them. Because just remember that statement where the woman says, you know, I was raped by Ram Rahim Singh, but this has led to my spiritual cleansing. I mean, that is baffling. So this is just one of the women who was interrogated by the CBI, who was questioned by the CBI, and this is what she has to say, that she does not want to press charges So it's
Okay.
incredible as to the kind of hold that some of these spiritual babas have on people who are gullible enough to be misled.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you for this update. So my colleague Mohammed Saleh telling us about the ramification of the judgment when it comes to northern parts of India and how it can spell not only problem in Panchkula, which is one suburb, but can spell problem for Delhi, which is the capital of the country, Rajasthan, the westernmost state, Punjab and Haryana, and Punjab especially because it's a border state. So because the sect is like spread all over these areas, it could potentially affect the northwestern parts of the country very, very badly.